Hello everyone, this is Aegis and we've got here the second game between XPN and mBn. And mBn does stand for must be nice. XPN doesn't stand for anything. Somebody has left the game. And good luck, have fun. Coming out of both players, this is going to be match point by Prodigy. It was a IC Cup map, don't know what happened to it, and is no longer an IC Cup map. And Melodist XPN is spawning over here, of course, for his team XPN, playing as the teal Terran player. And on the other side, it will be mBn Verve playing for, of course, must be nice. And hopefully he is going to be nice and not do any cheesy strategies. He is walling off at the front against another Terran, so maybe going for a fast expansion. So Melodist over here getting his supply depot up by his gas, as a lot of Terran players do decide to do. And I also want to make a couple of announcements. Make sure you check out our website at mocktaicorp.net/APL. We have a sort of like I guess contest promotion going on for our Facebook page. Go ahead and check that out. Winner will receive a t-shirt from the previous CMSL tournament that we had made. There are Protoss Zerg Terran icons on each of those shirts that we designed ourselves, so we didn't steal it from Blizzard. mBn Verve over here grabbing his gas, so it looks like he may not actually be going for that expansion. Has walled this off completely, does confine Melodist's SCV outside of his base. And we do note that this is a match point, so it does not have any of those Xel'Naga towers, and it does have these two gigantic high ground areas in the center. If you just follow my mouse on the minimap, this is one of them, this is the second one, and as well as this one third base that does have no gas, or does not have any gas. And so you do have to tailor your build to that. And oh, something getting picked off over there, probably a scouting SCV. One of those SCVs has a kill. He's got blood on his drills. He is known as the killer amongst his SCV friends. One Marine for Verve going to be checking out here, going to be moving to this ramp. Does sort of look like a fast expansion build, but not really. It's going to be followed up by a factory. He is parking himself at this ramp to make sure that he can secure this expansion. There are these two little mineral patches reminiscent of Brood War days over here, and one Marine out for Melodist. He is getting his factory up as well. There is a reactor out, so he will be able to switch those and get some reactor Hellions out onto the field real soon. We'll see if he decides to do that. And over here on Verve's side, he is finishing up his own factory and will probably get a Hellion as well. And there is one unit scouting out over here, going to be checking for any sort of hidden expansion maybe. Oh no, looks like we're going to see proxy starport on this map. Verve not wanting to play this game out for the long term at all. We're going to probably see some proxy banshees, and we'll see how much damage that is able to do. And there is a tech lab on the way for that factory for a Melodist, so he will be able to get a Siege Shanks real soon. No starport tech, and he is going to be building a starport out in this corner, going to be hiding it, and we'll see what he decides to go for. However, Verve does have his starport almost complete. We'll see if he decides to get some sort of Banshee. And if we see that tech lab, and there it is, a tech lab coming up for Verve, so he is going for proxy Banshees. And over here for Melodist, he is going for some sort of starport play as well. We'll see if he decides to go for any sort of Banshee play. Marines now scooting out across the map for Verve. He has SCVs accompanying another SCV coming out over here. There is one Hellion going to be trying to poke in there, see what's up. There's one Siege Shank out on the field as well. Melodist is going to start moving out here as well. And those few SCVs will be able to repair that Hellion. And the Marines over here for Melodist have been nicely lined up, taking huge amounts of damage from that Hellion. That Siege Shank is also sort of out of position. Probably will be able to get taken out as soon as reinforcements arrive. A couple more Marines are out and ready to play. And there is that first Banshee now headed into, or first Banshee now getting produced and will soon be headed into Melodist's base. He also is getting his tech lab up, so he will be going for that Banshee play as well. And there it is, Banshee's coming out. There's a few units going to be popping out here, and it does look like the Marines will not be able to face off against those Siege Tanks that are being repaired. And that first Banshee is going to be scooting in here. We'll see how much damage he is able to do. Already forcing these units off from mining. The Marines are trying to pull back, but there's only two. Perfectly microed Banshee will be able to take those out very easily. This is going to be doing so much damage. XPN is forced to run his units around the base like crazy. He's going to be trying to produce that Viking to be able to clean this Banshee up. Marines trying to pop out here and try to deal some damage to that Banshee, and that Mule also getting picked off. Already 9 kills on that Banshee, 2 of them Marines. But that is plenty of damage done. SCV's not mining for nearly a whole minute. There's that Banshee now scooting back in here. 2 Marines going to try to catch it out off guard, and it's going to be poking in here, maybe even able to pick off those 2 Marines pretty quickly as well. That Viking finally reinforcing, going to be able to take that Banshee out, but that Banshee does manage to pick off 1 more SCV before going down. And during this entire time, mBn Verve has been able to secure his natural expansion, knowing that there's possibility of a Banshee. He has also gotten a turret up. He's got plenty of Marines, going to be throwing down his second gas, getting his own siege tanks out, going for additional barracks, going to be transferring a couple of SCVs over to his natural expansion as well, getting up an orbital command, and that does put Melodist behind it quite a bit. Viking out for Verve is going to be poking back to his base. He does have that one starport way out here. If Melodist does search in that direction, he will be able to clean that starport up very easily. 2 Marines out on the field and 3 siege tanks only, and this can easily get picked off, especially if a Verve does have the air superiority. Getting a couple more Banshees out onto the field would do tons of damage against this kind of composition. If this does decide to continue, a couple of Marines are going to be returning over here. That Viking quickly getting taken out, and XPN's Melodist is going to be pushing in here, and a couple of siege tanks are going to be sieging up. And looks like the Marines are going to be moving forward, going to be easily able to take that siege tank out. That siege tank is doing plenty of damage, 3 kills on that siege tank, taking out a couple SCVs, also denying mining at that expansion for some time. But he's just so far behind due to that harassment in his main that one siege tank is trying to back up here. He hasn't even gotten his expansion yet, only now throwing it down. And he's got not much in his base. He did sustain some SCV losses early on as well. And Verve is just looking in such a great position, 61 food to 41 food. He still's got his proxy starport churning out those Vikings, and he did just win out a battle, killing off 2 siege tanks, which is a huge win for him. Additional gas coming up for Verve. He's going to be able to get so many more gas-heavy units that I really don't know how XPN is going to be able to hold on. He may need to take a fast third base, a sneaky third base to try to get back into this. A couple of Marines now patrolling the backside to make sure no more sneaky Banshee business occurs. And there is one Banshee doing some harassment over here. Marines will be able to reinforce, and that one Viking is going to be able to clean this Banshee up very easily. There's no cloaking field for XPN's Melodist. It does look like XPN's Melodist is going to be able to get his expansion up and running real soon. He does have a bunker here as well, so he should be able to defend against any sort of push. He does have his siege tanks in a pretty good position to be able to range down on any of the units trying to come in here. He doesn't have much protection in terms of this area though, so he may need to get more siege tanks out to be able to cover that area, or reposition his siege tanks in case anything happens. A turret is going to be coming up here for Melodist right now. He does have a couple of idle SCVs, is not going to help the cause at all. Verve is pulling ahead at 92 food, securing a 30 food lead right now, as well as probably an army lead, and a very nice saturation over here, as well as the 2 double gas already mining. He's got a second factory on the way, and XPN has got to do something about this real soon. Maybe try to do some dropping along with the Banshee harassment on multiple sides, and it does look like Verve is deciding to push out right now. going to be moving a Sea Shanks into the center of the map, is going to be securing the center high ground area. Does have a Marine patrolling over here, making sure that Melodus does not set up on this high ground. Setting up on this high ground does give you control over 4 different expansions, including your natural. So does look like a scan has gone down. Melodus is repositioning his Marines just a little bit. Stimpack is going to be finishing up for Verve. A ping down on the map right now, and it does look like there is going to be a medevac drop into the back of the base while he pushes the front, maybe. No, he's just going to be sieging up over here, doing some nice space control. And it does look like Melodus does know about this drop, is going to be stimming in here and running into the main, but that one Sea Shank is going to be able to ward this off. The Marines trying to get in here, and the Banshees coming in as well. The Marines getting pulled back and will be able to defend against this drop. One Marine does get killed off. Verve is going to keep that one unit in position to be able to do some additional dropping. Melodus quickly moving his troops back to the front just in case of any sort of drop in the front, or any sort of attack through the front is more accurate. A Raven coming out for Melodus, as well as medevacs for Verve, and infantry weapons level 1 is completing as well. Missile turrets going up in the center of the map. A 3rd expansion going down at the minerals only patch, so he will have to make additional minerals only units if he does spend his money well. XPN Melodus falling behind in terms of his economy management. 700 minerals in the bank. That is not a position you want to be in, especially if you're behind. And his opponent Verve is spending his money very well, keeping his money very low. Gonna make sure that he secures a very huge advantage. 153 food to the 94 of XPN, but of course you cannot just ram your extra food down a Terran player's throat. It will cause losses if you decide to do that. A drop over here for Verve. Going to be cleaning up that tech lab. A couple of units getting pulled over here. That Sea Shank and a couple of SCVs going to be coming over here as well. Melodus is being forced to pull a lot of his units very often. That one Marine in the corner trying to do as much damage as possible. Not able to range that Sea Shank. The Sea Shank finally cleaning things up. SCVs do get back to mining, but killing a lot of workers right now for both players. And there is a GG calls, oh, whoops, I missed that, so we're gonna go back and check on what happened over here. It does look like XPN was trying to move out, and he did get caught over here by the mass number of forces from Verve, and it does get cleaned up very easily, especially with the mass number of Sea Shanks. Look at the number of Sea Shanks that Verve has. Wasn't quite paying attention to that, and it does look like XPN just did not have the forces to hold on, and he does call GG, and this game does go to mBn, and they are up 2-0.